Hey, how you doing? This is Brannon Jones, author of the award-winning College Readiness 101 Workbook series, here with another episode of the College Readiness 101 podcast. And today I have a special guest, Miss Starr. She is the founder of Morningstar International and the author of Guide Me to College, 10 Vital Steps Every Urban Youth Needs for College. And we have been trying to get together for a long time. So Starr, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I know that we have a lot in common. We both assist students with college preparation, but I know that you're doing a lot of other things as well with Morningstar International.
Yes, we do a lot with Morningstar International. We actually help students ages 9 through 19 prepare for college. We also provide entrepreneurship programs, leadership development programs, as well as STEAM career programs with emphasis on financial understanding. So we do a lot at Morningstar International.
Yes. So I'm glad I finally got you on this podcast, and I'm very happy to partner with you in the future. But today I wanted to pick your brain specifically on college preparation, right? How students can become college ready, and kind of what you're telling your students that you work with, or when you go do a presentation, or when you're sitting down with a captive audience. So what I wanted to do is kind of give like the top five things that you tell students when they are beginning the process and trying to become college ready. So what's your first thing that you talk about?
Why is college important for you? Why is going to college even important? You know, a lot of times students don't understand why they even want to go to college. They're just doing it because mama, daddy, brother, sister, teacher, whoever, pastor told them that they had to go to college. So that's the number one thing, is understanding why college is important for them, not for anybody else.
Yeah. I think that's true, because when I talk to students, I always talk about, hey, it's for you, right? It's not because, mom went there or dad went there, or you like the sports team or whatever. It's like you really want to make sure that this is a good fit for you, a good fit and a good match. And that's what I talk about for that. So making sure. So number one, you said making sure that college, they know why.
Right. Why college is important to them.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, because a lot of times, students, they just following the trend, or they doing stuff that, they were told to do.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times they're not following their heart or what their true passion and purpose is in life. So I always ask students, why are you even going to college? Are you going there to make more money? Are you going there to start a career? Are you going there just to figure things out in life? Or are you trying to change your family history? What is the reason? So
yeah, that's good. That's good to know. Okay. Number two, what's kind of like the next step that you try to tell them to do when they are preparing for college?
Have they done their homework? And what I mean by that, have they researched the colleges that they want to attend? Have you even stepped foot on the college campus?
Yeah.
Your top 10 colleges that you want to go to, regardless if you just pick 3, you need to pick 7 more. You need to have at least 10 colleges that you want to attend, or that you think you want to attend.
Yeah. It's so funny. I was talking to my cousin. She was a junior. She's gonna kill me to tell this story, but it's funny. It's the one I always have to tell. She grew up here in Georgia until she was around 10, and then she went to California, and that's where she graduated from high school. But she was all about one particular college, right? And it's the HBCU here in Georgia, and it was Spelman, right? That was the number one school. She was going to be a Spelman woman, right?
Yeah.
And so the summer in her between her junior and senior year, she came back to Georgia so I could take her on some college visits. Right, went on some college tours. We went to several schools: Spelman, UGA, Kennesaw State, Georgia State. We went to several schools. And Spelman obviously was the first school that we went to, because it was the top school, right? It was a phenomenal tour. They have a beautiful campus. They have historic buildings, right? It's a historically Black college, right? And it was funny because on the tour, it happened to be the hottest day of the year. And and it had just rained a little bit too, so it was muggy. And we were on this tour with all these young ladies. And we found out that the freshman dorms, they don't have air conditioning units, right? right? They found they don't have air conditioning units.
HBCU.
It's just I don't know, but everybody who goes to Spelman, who currently goes to Spelman, when I'm talking to students or graduating from Spelman, they always say, yeah, the freshman dorms they don't have air conditioning. They all have fans in their windows, and it was the hottest day of the year, right? It was like in the middle of July, and you should have heard the murmurs, right? And so she found out, and then she didn't like the historic buildings, right? She didn't like. She's like, these buildings are so old. I don't like, But to your point, have you stepped on the college campus, right? Have you been there? Have you seen it? Have you felt it? And so she found out that Spelman just happened to not be the college for her after she got a chance to go. But, we went through the process and she found her college, but it was just interesting. That was the one thing she wanted.
Right.
And it ended up being the least favorite college.
And that's so funny. I tell students all the time, if you have an opportunity, go on that college campus. If I didn't go on a Black college tour when I was in high school, there's no way I would have went to TSU. Yeah. There's no way. My first choice was Florida A&M. I wanted to go to FAMU. I wanted to go to Florida. That was my first choice. I'd never been to the campus. But when I went to that HBCU Black college tour, I got on the campus of Florida A&M. I'm like, I don't know about this. But all right, let's see what else these other colleges.
See what else is there. Yeah.
And then I went to, when I got on the campus of TSU, it was just like, now this is home. Like, this is where I feel that my spirit and where I need to be. And that's how I picked TSU, but it was not my first choice.
But it took you going to see it, right? You had to go and see it.
I had to feel it.
Yeah.
A lot of times, we just going off of what the stats are. Like, okay, the stats are here. But sometimes you may not be a good fit for that particular college. So it's best that you actually go on campus, see the student body, get a feel of the atmosphere, the environment, and see if you even mesh well with that environment.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I also wanted to go to FAM because I went on a football game. Morris Brown was playing FAMU, and it was a trip. We was going to go down and check it out. And it was homecoming for them. So it was my first time seeing a Black college homecoming and getting a chance to see what that was like. I went to a fashion show. I went to the football game. I saw what it was like on the yard. I saw all the pretty girls, right? So all these pretty girls on campus. And I was like, man, this is amazing. This is where I want to go. Until I found out that, out-of-state schools cost so much more, right?
That out-of-state tuition is no joke.
I was like, well, I guess I'm staying in the state of Georgia, I'm staying in the state of Georgia. So Albany State was the school for me, it was the best one. I had my major and everything. So that was cool. So, all right. So you got to get a feel for it, right? You got to know why you want to go. Then you got to get a feel for it.
Right. You got to do your homework, basically.
Yeah. What's the third thing you talked to them about after that?
So the third thing that is important to me, which pretty much is right up there with why college is important to you, is applying for scholarships and grants, having somebody else pay for your college education. Yeah. You don't want to pay for college, but I understand if you're not in a position to have that financial support, that you may have to take out, student loans and things of that nature, or even have to work while you're in college. But if you can, get somebody else to pay for your college education, scholarships and grants.
Yeah, that's huge. Because there is a pandemic of financial hardships on those individuals who have student loans, right?
I am one of them.
Yeah, me too. And my debt came from not staying on campus. I should have just stayed in the dorm. I had to have an apartment. Took out, my loans to pay for my apartment. I'm paying like quadruple what the loan was. And, so it's just not being financially savvy, then, I'm paying for it now. Right. So
we all are.
Right. Yeah. So I have a student who, I was talking to her. She actually will be getting a presidential scholarship for a college. And she's also going to be, she got a couple other scholarships from like local organizations and things like that. And so now she doesn't have any type of expenses that she has to come out of pocket for college. And I just
that's awesome.
Implored her, like, you don't understand, what you just did for yourself. 30-year-old
The
you.
power in not having student loans, I call student loans the big bad wolf.
Okay.
So you want to be aware of the big bad wolf, which is
Yeah.
student loans. Okay.
It really is. It really is. Real money you got to pay back, right?
Yeah, and
Real
plus
money.
not just what you took out, but you got to pay interest as well. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So try to find out who can pay for your college education. So do you talk about, your fast webs and your scholarships.com and all of that stuff, but also local organizations who are
local
funding?
organization, profit, churches provide, scholarships. So you want to just make sure that you take heed or be aware of what's around you and what opportunities are there so that you can take advantage of them. So you have to look at all avenues, whether it's going to church, being involved with a nonprofit or some type of community recreation center. You just never know where those opportunities may come.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Absolutely. We talk about that all the time. There's funding out there everywhere.
yeah.
All right. So now that we, trying to fund our college education, anything else that you talk to your students about?
Yeah, I mean, one of the other things I talk about, which is like step number 5, really, but we on step number 4, I think.
We are. This is number 4. This is number 4.
But I'm gonna put it at step number 4. But that's really creating a level of confidence. So I talk about having confidence in your purpose, your passion, your dreams, your goals, whatever it is that you're trying to pursue in life.
Yeah.
Having confidence, even going to college, having confidence in your college education. So a lot of times I know some students, they have expectations all the way up here in regards to their college experience, and they may not experience what they thought college would be, but they still need to have that level of confidence to finish what they started and actually make the best out of that college experience. So that's the advice that I give students, is to have a level of confidence in everything that you do in college. And that's also, from internships to externships to, getting involved with student organizations and student government, whatever it is that you want to do, fraternities, sororities, whatever it is. But you got to have that level of confidence in my opinion, prior to going to college.
Yeah. It's almost like you have to be prepared socially, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. You have to have that umph about yourself.
I say that too.
To get, because college is what you make it, right? College is what you make it, right? So you got to have some business about yourself, and get out there and enjoy, what college has to offer and make experiences for yourself. So I like that confidence about it. That is absolutely really, really good advice for students who are getting ready to go to college.
Yeah. And too, like when you talk to students, for the most part, a lot of them don't even know who they want to become, So I'm like, I'm not saying that you have to know right now, because a lot of people who went to college, like 80-something% of us who went to college, are not even working in our field of study.
That's true. Absolutely.
So I always advise students, if you could, one of the biggest things in life is knowing who you are before you even get to college. Then that's just icing on the cake, where you can just increase your skill set, your network, and the passion and the purpose in which you were called to do anyway. So if you can find that out early on, then later on, you in for a big treat.
Yeah, you are a better experience, right?
Yeah.
Because it's funny that you say that, because everybody knows, the girl who was parent, very, very strict parents, and she got to campus and got a reputation. Everybody knows the guy that exactly, right. Everybody knows the guy that got involved with the wrong crowd and got in some trouble. There's no such thing as a collegiate thug, right? You are in college, right? You are going to get an education. So everybody knows that. So to your point, like, know who you are, right? Because there are going to be a lot of pressures that students are going to go through, and you kind of going to stand on who you are.
Yeah, you got to have those core values and stand on that core value that you have within yourself. And also remember some of the things, the foundation in which you were brought up in, that actually made you the person that you are today. So if you can stand on your solid ground, you good.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I'm gonna get one more out of you. So was one more thing. Point number 5. What are you talking to your students about when they are becoming college ready?
I tell students in regards to if they're college ready, have they even applied for internships or externships after they graduated from high school? Now, a lot of students think, oh, I got to wait until I get to college to get an internship or externship. No, sweetheart, you can do that
Right
before
now.
college.
Right.
So, yeah,
that's huge. Because that makes me think about the one thing that employers say when they are looking at applicants is that, hey, we want somebody with experience, and then the student is saying, well, I can't get an experience if you don't
hire me, right?
Yeah, right. So that's huge, right? That is a way for them to shadow somebody, get an internship, get an externship, find out an apprenticeship, find out a way that you can kind of gain those skills before your cohort, before your classmates do it. So
The main thing too, a lot of students, they wait until their senior year in college to get an internship. I'm like, no, why you didn't get an internship freshman year to see if you even like that career choice that you picked during your freshman orientation? Like, how do you even know that you really are a good fit for this career path that you chose?
Absolutely.
So do it freshman year if you can, but really, if you can get a job shadowing opportunity, if you can get an internship, an externship prior to going to college, I'm telling you, that's the icing on the cake.
It really is. My line brother, he did an internship every summer with the U.S. Forestry Service, and he had a job before he graduated. Right, while all of us are fumbling around trying to figure something out, his stuff was already set up. So and it was through the experiences and the internships that he had, all those years, and it just allowed him to be, a little more secure, especially when the economy, like now, students who are graduating and the economy's not that good, and they have to figure out a way to kind of make money. So that's sound advice right there, to make sure you get that experience.
Look, let me tell you, it took me 11 months after I graduated from TSU to find something close to my career choice. It wasn't even directly in it. It was just a way to maneuver to what it was that I really wanted to do, which was accounting at the time. However, that was back in 2004. It took me 11 months then, and the economy was so-called great then.
At that time.
How much longer you think it's going to take for students in a so-called recession or a bad economy and a pandemic at that,
So it's all about the preparation, like you're saying. It's all about the preparation. So no, I think that's amazing. That's some good advice. Hey man, let me sit in one of your classes.
Come on in. Come on. We take everybody. We take parents too.
Yeah. So I'm glad I finally got you on here. And that was some really sound advice that you were kind of giving our students and the parents who are going to be listening, to make sure they understand what the process will be like for them to become college ready. So for my listeners who want to gather more information, from you, how can they, find you on social media or contact you?
All right. To contact me directly, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Starr Essence, the way you see it on the screen. You can also reach me at starressence.com. If you want to know more about Morningstar International, you can go to our website, reachastar.org, or you can actually go to social media, Morningstar_International on Instagram, and then Morningstar INTL on Facebook and Twitter. Also, too, you can cop this book.
Oh, yeah. Tell me the book. I was just about to say that about the book.
That
is a phenomenal resource, and I'm hoping that students and parents are taking advantage of that every day, because it's all about, preparing for the next level. And so you have those 10 vital steps, and I hope they will be able to take them.
Yep. And I talked about at least 5 of them today.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, thank you for sharing these nuggets with me and my listeners. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and continue to keep shining.
Will do. So if you like what you're hearing and you want to learn more, you want to hear more, you can follow me on my social media platforms at College Readiness 101 on Instagram and Facebook. And you can visit my website, collegereadiness101.com. We'll talk to you next time.